Today, our group, Ryan Perret, Logan Merrill, Sebastian Arvalo, and myself, Sahil Gupta, will be presenting our review of Yad Jesse's Homegoing, a story describing the journey of two lineages from a common Ghanaian ancestor.
The story follows a chronological plot structure, beginning at the top of a family tree and continuing onward through major historical events such as the slave trade, the passing of the Fugitive Slave Act, and the development of urban cities in America.
The story is formatted in a bit of a unique format. Rather than chapters, the novel is broken down into sections titled with the name of the main character from that section. Each section, ranging anywhere from 20 to 50 pages long, focuses on a single character in the family tree and highlights the defining moments in their life. Because of this, we are able to learn about each character on a very personal level and see the whole timeline of the story fairly easily.
The story is told from a third-person limited point of view. This allows readers to know the inner thoughts of the main characters and thus become more strongly connected to the book as a whole.
There are many characters in this book, but we feel they can all be placed in two general categories: those who take advantage of others and those who are taken advantage of. For example, Ness, a slave living on a plantation in the South, was whipped, scorned, beaten, and tortured as a result of her attempt to run away. She would go under the category of those who are taken advantage of, while her owner would be one who takes advantage of others.
One of the main themes of Homegoing involves coming of age, the development from a child to an adult or a leader. Several of the stories in the novel involve this process, but each does it in a unique way so that it never seems repetitive. This theme stuck out to us because it reflects a process which we, as seniors in high school, are currently going through, the transition from childhood to adulthood.
Another thing we noticed was the ongoing and seemingly endless fight against racism and discrimination. Since the main characters are Africans living in America, it seems almost inevitable that the topic of slavery and racial discrimination would be prominent in the story. Several of the characters in the book join marches and protests, some even being arrested for their efforts. Others go to war in Africa to fight for their rights. It is clear that Jesse wanted to highlight the history of African struggle against prejudice, both in Africa and in America.
We enjoyed reading this book since it was pretty fast-paced, emotionally riveting, and extremely relatable. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. We would suggest it to anyone who is interested in learning more about the struggles faced by Africans and African Americans, or anyone who enjoys an emotionally strong book about the enduring power of family connections.